Hello learners, I'm teacher Juliet, a teacher from Greenview Schools, Kamulu. I'll be taking you through English grade 7. You are welcome. So today we are going to have our strand. The strand is family and the skill today is writing. The substrand that we're going to talk about today is letters. And we're going to be very specific and we'll be talking about informal letters. Now, just to have a small recap of whatever we've been talking about, every time we talk about writing and we talk about letters, we've always said that we have two types of letters. We have the formal and we have the informal letter. Now, we have two types of letters. We have the formal and we have informal letter. We said another name of the formal letter is the official letter. So anytime you hear somebody talking about an official letter, just know that they are also talking about the formal letter. When you talk about the informal letter, we are also saying it's known as a friendly letter. A friendly letter. Now today, I want us to focus on the friendly letter or the informal letter. Now, when you want to define what a formal letter is, an informal letter is a friendly letter, as we earlier said, and it comes from the name itself, friendly. It is a friendly letter. This letter we are writing to the people that we are aware about. We know them. We also know the relationship that we hold between these people. Now, these are letters written to friends, peers, and even parents. These are letters written to peers, friends, and parents. Now, the language in the letter depends with the relationship that you have with this person. For example, let me just give an example. This is your parent and you are at home. If you want to write a letter to this parent, it becomes an informal letter. But in case this same parent, for example, your dad, is a principal in your school, and in that capacity you have done a mistake at school, what happens? You're writing a letter to your dad, but now in this case your dad is the principal. So you're not writing this letter as a friendly letter, but rather as a formal letter. So you should be very specific. Back to what we are talking about. We say that this is a letter that is written to the peers, friends, or parents. Now, today I want us to talk about the format of a friendly letter. We want to talk about the format of a friendly letter. We want to talk about how are we going to write, or how do you write a friendly letter. The friendly letter is divided into four main sections. Number one, we have the address. I'll talk about this. The second one, we have the salutation. The third part, we have the body. The body. Then finally, we have the signing off, or it's also known as the valediction. We have the signing off. Or we can call it valediction. I hope we are together up to that point. Now, we say that it has been divided into four sections: the address, the salutation, the body, and we have the signing off or the valediction. I want us to start with the address. But now, before we get to the address, I have something to say. Now, when you're writing a letter, we have two formats that we can use. One, the first format is known as the block format. We have the block format, and the second one is known as the indented format. The indented format. With me, I have two charts here. I want us to understand these charts. This first chart shows the block format. It shows the block format. Now, when you say a block format of writing a letter, what do we mean? This is what we mean. When you're writing the letter, this is the address. Now, when you're talking about the address, it will follow one line. From the name, then we go to the address itself, then we go to the town, then we go to the date. It will follow a single line. Now, when you look at it in this way, when you look at it in this way, you realize that it has followed a line, right? I hope you can see that from home. Now, after that, you go to the salutation. Now, the salutation is this. This is just an example of salutation. You start writing the salutation from the margin. Now, when you say the margin, this is where you start. Every book has a margin. Now, you start writing your salutation from the margin as you go towards the right. After that, we go to the body, which is the main part that shows the block form. One, when you start writing the body, you start writing the first letter in capital letters, and you start it from the margin here. Then you move to the right. That is the first paragraph. Of course, we know that letters are written in paragraphs. So we start from here as we move to the right. At least I'm giving this is just an example. My example here has 3, or let me say 4 lines that makes the paragraph. So all the lines begin from the margin. Then the moment you finish the first paragraph, there is a full stop. Now this is where you become keen. After that, you skip a line. That is the block format. You skip a line. Then what happens? You go to the second paragraph. The second paragraph, once again, you start from the margin. Then you move to the right. Then again you write your paragraph, then again you put a full stop. If you have another paragraph again, you again skip another line. Then you can now sign off. I hope we are together up to that point. That is the block format. Now let's go to the indented format. Let's go to the indented format. This is the indented format. This is the indented format. Now when you say indented format, what do we mean? This is what we mean. Look at this. When I put my ruler here, you realize that this first phrase, my name here, Juliet Mabele, has started from here. But now when you go to the address, that is the post office or PO box, that's what we call it in the short form, you realize that it has moved some steps away from this ruler. Then we go like that, in a way that you can even draw a line or a slanting line from here like this. You realize that there's a line that is slanting, that is indented format. But I want you to remember this. After skipping the line before you write the date, this date should start from here again, so that when you put this ruler here, it will start from here. The first 2 words are correspondent with this date. I hope we are together up to that point. That is the indented format. Let's continue. Now, this is the address, this is the date. I hope we are together. When we come to the salutation again, we start it from the margin. We start from the margin. Now, when you get to the body part, you will move at least 2 centimeters from the margin. Then you start your paragraph with a capital letter. Keep in mind, all sentences start with a capital letter. Don't forget that. Now, you start with a capital letter, then you write your paragraph. When you come to the end of the paragraph, don't skip a line. What did I say? Very good. Don't skip a line. Don't skip a line. What are you going to do? You just put a full stop to your first paragraph, then move to the next line, then again move 2 centimeters away from the margin, then you can start writing your paragraph again. By now, you've seen the difference between the block format and the indented format. I hope you are together up to that point. Very, very good. Now, that was just, I was just giving you a recap of the format that you can use when you're writing a letter. right? Very good. Now let's go to the address. I say that a letter, an informal letter, is divided into 4 sections. We have the address, we have the salutation, we also have the body, then finally we have the valediction, right? Very good. Now let's start with the address. What is contained in the address? What is in the address of an informal letter? We say that an informal letter is written to the people that we know, right? For example, our peers, our friends, our brothers, our sisters, even our cousins, right? You know your cousin. You can even mention one name of your cousin, right? Okay, so let's start with the address. What is in the address? What is contained in an address? Now, let me use this example. Let's use the block format. This is the address. This is the address. Now, here we have the first 2 words. This is my name, Juliet Mabele. But you can also put your name there. The first address is the first part of the letter. The address is the first part of a letter, right? Now, in this case, we only have one address in an informal letter. Only one address. What is this address? What does this address contain? It contains your name, it contains the box number, it contains the town, and we also have the date, right? The day that you're writing that letter. Now, if you have whatever you write here will depend with the box. If you don't have a box or a post office number, you will use maybe a church, your church maybe, or maybe your school. For example, this is Greenview Schools Kamulu. We can decide and write here Greenview Schools Kamulu. Then we write our post office box, which is 417. Then you also write the code if you know the code. Then after that, you write the town. The town, for example, if you're talking about this school, Greenview Schools, it's in Kamulu, in Nairobi. So we write Greenview Schools Kamulu, Greenview Schools, the box number, which I've said is 417. Then the code, if you know, you write the code. Then we have the town. So I'll write Kamulu, Nairobi. But for me, I'm giving this example because I've used my name. You can write your name if you have a post office. The word P-O means post office. Now, I hope you've noticed that we've written P, it's a capital P. Then we have this punctuation mark here, which is a full stop. Then we have O, right? Then we have box, then we have the number and the code. I also want to talk about the town. We start with the small town, then the big town. Like here is Nairobi, Kenya. If I was to use Greenview Schools post office box number, I'll say Kamulu, Nairobi, right? Now look at the punctuation. My name is here, Juliet Mabele, comma. You put a comma, then P.O. box, the code and everything, then you put a comma, then you have the town, then a full stop. After that, we continue. You skip a line, you skip one line, then after that you go to the date. Now, look at how I've written the date. You write the date, 8th, with a small letter here, then of May 2024. Then we have a full stop. You might lose a mark if you don't put this punctuation mark. So keep in mind, how are you punctuating your address? It's very, very important. Good. Now, this word May, it is a proper noun. That's why you started with a capital letter. All proper nouns begin with capital letters. We know that, right? Very good. Now, let's go to the salutation part. Now, salutation means you're writing or you are trying to greet the person that you're writing the letter to. For example, I was writing a letter to my mom. Now, I've written Dear Mom. You can say Dear Mom. If it's your dad, you can say Dear Dad or Dear Brother. Or, for example, my brother is Dixon. I can say Dear Dixon. Or my sister is Linda. I can say Dear Linda, right? Again, you can either use words like hi, hello, and even dear, the one I've used, right? You only use this word depending with the relationship you have with this person. Now, look, I can say, hi, Linda. For example, my cousin is Sharon. I can say, hi, Sharon, or hello, Sharon. And I want you to keep in mind this. Again, the punctuation mark, it is a comma. I hope you're together up to that point. Now, let's go to the body. We said that it has 4 parts. Now, we go to the third part, which is the body. The body contains information that you are writing to the addressee. Who is the addressee? Addressee is the person you are writing the letter to. Now, in the body, we have the introduction. We have the body itself. Now, the body itself is the main reason why you are writing this. Why am I writing this letter? Maybe I'm trying to tell my mom of how about the school that I'm in, or about my academics and the progress, right? Then after the body, we have the conclusion. Now, not very much in that, because during our next lesson, we talk about the body of an informal letter, right? Very good. Then after the body, we go to the signing off or valediction. Very good. Signing off or valediction. What is contained in the signing off or valediction? Now, I want you to keep in mind about when I was talking about the format, the block formats and the indented format. I want you to notice where the signing off has been written. Look at this one, the block format. This is where I sign off. Look at the indented format. This is where I sign off. So you should keep in mind that when you are talking about, when you are using the block format to write, again, this is where you should write the corner, the bottom corner. This is where you sign off. What is contained in the signing off or in the valediction? We have your loving daughter. I used your loving daughter. Now keep in mind, don't forget, I said your loving daughter because here I am Juliet Mabele. Of course, as you can see, I'm female. So, Juliet Mabele, your loving daughter. I'm writing to my mom. Don't forget, right? So you cannot be writing to your cousin, then you say your loving daughter, right? Again, after that, after writing this, you finish by writing your name. Key thing, you must not sign. There is no signature, right? We don't sign when we are writing informal letters. Now, let me give examples of the signing off of the word that you can use. We say we have your loving daughter or even son. It depends with who is writing, right? We have your loving daughter or your loving son. We have yours sincerely, or even yours truly. Good. We also have with regards. With regards. With regards. We also have with best wishes. With best wishes. And many more. We have very many ways of signing off. These are just examples of how we the ones that we can use. Now after that, of course, you write your name. And then after that, no signature. No signature. Very good. That marks the end of our lesson today. But let us at least have a recap of whatever we've learned about. Now, let's have at least in a nutshell what we learned about. One, I say that we have 2 types of letters. We have the formal and we have the informal letter. We said another name of a formal letter is, very good, an official letter. Then we say that another name of an informal letter is known as a friendly letter. Very good. Now, after that, what have we learned? We said that we have 2 ways of writing a letter. We have 2 formats. One, we have the indented format and we have the block format. Now, you can see how we write a a block format. I want you to keep in mind that when you're writing the body, remember to skip the line after each paragraph, and also remember to start from the margin. Don't forget that. Another thing I must tell you, when you're writing the address, choose, are you using the capital letters or the small letters? As you can see, I used the small letters, but now my name is a proper noun. It must start with a capital letter. That's why I started my name Juliet with a capital J. My second name Mabele with a capital M. Very good. Another thing I want you to keep in mind is how you punctuate your work. Look at how I punctuated my work. If it's a comma, it is a comma. It can be seen that it is a comma. If it is a full stop, it is a full stop. Don't make it so obvious that the teacher must know that it is a full stop. Just put a full stop. We will see that it is a full stop. Then after that, we have the body, we have the salutation, and we have the valediction, right? Very good. Then you also have the indented format. We say that in the indented format, what do we do during the body? I'm basing on this. And also the address, remember the slant, right? Then, when you're writing the data again, remember to skip a line. Very good. Then after that here, what happens? You start the paragraph away from the margin, 2 centimeters away from the margin. Are we together? Very good. Now that you've understood whatever I taught today, I want you to go and research on what you're supposed to do or what you're supposed to write when we get to the body, so that the next time I come in, we'll talk about the body of a friendly letter. And I hope you will be there and you'll have understood everything, and at least you'll have something to say to me. Up to that point, thank you for cooperating, thank you for listening, and enjoy your time. Thank you.